Hey everyone, this is Sherry, and this is Soul Conscious, and this is going to be your Soul Weather Weekly Forecast, where I pulled some cards that give an overall message for this upcoming week, and then we go into a day by day to get a mood for the day and a few messages that might come through with cards that I've drawn myself for each day of this coming week. And how those might pertain to the overall message for the week that I have that comes through. So what I want to do is share with you this week. I got this deck and I absolutely love it. I was drawn to it, and then when I received it, like literally as I was waking up, I was actually dreaming about this deck, and I was drawn to use it for the reading this week, and I'm so glad that I did. It's called the African American Tarot by Jamal Thomas Davis, and I was really drawn to the imagery on these cards, and they really do speak to me in a way I haven't experienced with any other deck so far. So I really hope that you enjoy this. One of the main things that came through to me prior to doing this video, this soul weather forecast for this week, was the song kept playing, the lyrics, the first few lyrics from the song Breakfast with Tiffany, which are, I think, you said we've had nothing in common, no common ground to start from, so we're falling apart. And that's what I really feel is the real main theme of the message this week is I think that there are a lot of people in this place right now. The focus is definitely relationship. For this week, the message is definitely relationship focused. And it makes sense. We got Valentine's Day just around the corner. And even though this is the week of Valentine's when this is filmed, I want you to know these are general messages, and the messages in this video can pertain to you anytime in your life. It's whenever you find it. There's probably something in this video, in these messages for you, even though it's a general reading, because the message overall is timeless, and you will find it when you're meant to find it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and really get into this reading and what it means. Those lyrics from the song Breakfast with Tiffany, those first few lyrics, I really feel right now, with us being in Valentine's Day, are fast approaching, just, on Monday, that the main theme is around this needing to build this solid foundation in a relationship. There's a relationship. I think a lot of people right now are really examining, and I've even talked about this last week. It's almost kind of a continuing theme, and even over the weekend, this last weekend forecast was about changes, and kind of, it was titled on a take on the David Bowie song, when changes, which I think it really talks about that. The energies right now, there's a lot of people that are clashing. I'm really seeing people that are uptight, because I think a lot of stuff is really coming to the forefront of how we feel about things, how we're viewing things. We're growing, we're changing, and I think that that's causing some ripples and effects in our relationships, in our interpersonal relationships, our romantic relationships, whether that be, even if you're single, if you're married, or if you're in a situationship, whatever your situation is right now, and how you're dealing with love. I think everybody is really examining what they want in their life right now. Like, what's important to them, where they're going, where their long-term goals are, like looking at that future and saying, what's the future that I want for myself? What do I picture for myself? And how do I get there? And is this person part of that picture or not? Do I see myself, is this person growing with me, moving with me? Are we heading in the same direction? Do we have that common ground, or are things crumbling to the ground? Are we able to find that common ground and bring stability into this relationship this relationship dynamic? Or is it time to part ways and go our separate ways? I feel that a lot of people are arguing right now. If you are in relationships, I think that there's a lot of friction. I'm seeing it in people in general, and I think because individualistically we're experiencing a lot of friction, because I think, like I said, all this stuff is coming up and bubbling up to the surface inside us, and it's causing friction in our outside world around us. And if you're in a relationship and you're both going through this kind of growth and changes and examining and analyzing what you want and don't want, that's gonna possibly cause some friction in your relationship, because you might be, in different places in your growth or what you're experiencing, because you may be experiencing something different than your partner's experiencing, and so there might be a breakdown in communication, especially since we just got out of Mercury retrograde. So during that retrograde period, there might have been a disconnect in communication. And so I'm going to go ahead and get into what I've pulled for tarot cards. Is I have the main cards I had was the Two of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Knight of Cups. So those are the main cards this week. And I want to say, I was really drawn on this Two of Pentacles. I was really drawn to this guy's face, and he just looks like he is really almost terrified, like he's running away from something. And even though this is the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles usually talks to balance and balancing out something, I feel that this person on this card is wanting to turn their back to that balance. And I really say that because as I clarified the Two of Pentacles, I got the Six of Cups and the Five of Cups. And this is it's a decline, because we went from a 6 to a 5, and that really speaks to that kind of running away, and I was drawn to, of course, the Six of Cups is reminiscing. So it talks about that, bringing things up, things coming up from the past. We're looking at where we've been and where we're going, and how we can move forward, in our lives. What does that mean to us? And this Five of Cups, well, usually Five of Cups is that kind of, you got your spilt cups there, but in this one, all the cups are spilt. And even though this guy is fighting this dinosaur, I was really drawn back here to these guys back here, marching, almost like marching to independence, marching away, trying to leave the scene. Everything to me is like looking at the past and maybe not wanting to stay where you're at in your current situation. And then with the Hermit card, when I clarified the Hermit card, I get the Two of Wands and Death. So, and this Two of Wands in this deck is, you got these hyenas that are going after this goat. And I feel like it's that feeling threatened. This guy on this Two of Pentacles, he looks scared, threatened. And then we have, of course, Death. But this is almost giving me that picture of the spilt water and the spilt water that is in this Five of Cups that is all spilt here. It's this water running, kind of a river of tears almost, of, you know, to go with that hermit, like that maybe we're needing to get away, to have some time to ourselves. I'm really feeling picking up that sense of a need for space, for independence, to not, you know, wanting to get away from everyone and everything right now, and have this sense of kind of peace, so that we have time to think about it. And I think we're turning our back right now on everything in our external world. And that's that, you know, depicted by that hermit card of wanting to kind of go inside and think about these things, and think about, you know, what things do we need to change in our life? That death card, what do we need to change? Where do we have some of the regrets in our lives, and how can we change that to make our lives better? And then the last card we had was this Knight of Cups, and, you know, he's offering his cup up, but again we have this river, you know, he's like making his offering to that river, almost like, you know, all those spilt cups in the beginning, and here he has his cup and he's holding it up like over the river. Is this cup going to be spilt? You know, do I just spill it just like the rest, or am I going to actually take my cup and put it somewhere else and provide myself a future? Because the clarifying cards that I got with that Knight of Cups was the King of Cups, and the King of Cups and the King of Swords. So, and what I got from this is, like, you know, definitely a truth, like seeing the truth of where you're putting your time and energy and effort. And that's what I really felt off of that. So I think that's the general message and general theme for this upcoming week. And now we're going to go ahead and go in day by day, starting with Sunday and going on through Saturday. And we're going to get a mood card for each day of the week, and see if there's any additional messages that want to come out day by day for that may pertain to this overall theme for us of this. Really examining things, trying to find, are things really falling apart for us? Or if they are, how do we build the stability we need to see? How do we build that solid foundation? How do we fix things in our lives so that we can, you know, we cannot have those regrets and things like that in our lives, so that we can move forward and be successful and be happy and put our passion and our drive and our love into something that's going to be productive and successful and abundant for us in our lives. So we're really examining those foundations, the foundations in our life, and how we can make that, you know, how we can be happier, you know, more joyful in our life. And I have, this is the mood card for Sunday. And just a little bit of indifference about, you know, the people that we love, and some relaxation. It looks like some relaxation, maybe taking it easy. I know this is for Sunday, and for if you're watching this at the time it was released, this is actually Super Bowl Sunday. So a lot of people are probably going to be sitting back, enjoying the game, taking it easy, distracting themselves with like the Super Bowl, which, you know, this is community. Of course, we're going to be, you know, there's probably going to be some socialization if you happen to be going to Super Bowl parties, around people, things like that. So I find that as just our Sunday is looking at like a day of just taking it easy, relaxing, enjoying the company of other people, kind of distracting ourselves with the game. If you're one of that people, if you're not a sports person and you don't follow that, you know, it's just going to be a nice day of relaxation, maybe connecting with some friends, some people, might be a good idea. So I have, we're going to go ahead and do Monday, and for Monday, which is Valentine's Day, if you're watching this at the time of the meeting or the video, That was a Freudian slip. Meeting. Some of you have meetings on Monday. Do you have a meeting that you're doing for work? Because it looks like you're probably going to need to use some creative solutions to come up with some new ideas for Monday if you're a person that has to work on Monday. As far as Monday is concerned, regarding relationships, I also see, I did get the love card, of course, which is, it's Valentine's Day. Love is going to be on most people's mind. And I see this as still like a definitely contemplating our relationship. And that really speaks to, our overall general message is I see people really contemplating and thinking about their relationships in their life, their significant other, their partnerships, their romantic interests, and really evaluating those and taking stock. And I'm going to be honest, I think we're going to, I think for the most part, people are going to experience something that's going to lead them, either make them think about second guess or think about something. Something's going to happen that is going to make you really think about your relationship that day. And I can't tell, this is a general reading, so I can't tell you what that's going to be. For you, it could be so many different things. But I think that there's going to be something that's going to happen in your relationship that is going to make you really think about what they said or what they did and what that means to you, and whether that is, how do you really feel about what they said or did? You're going to really contemplate and analyze and think about that. So that's what I have for Monday. So we're going to go ahead and go on to Tuesday and see how we're going to be feeling. What's our mood for Tuesday, universe? So maybe whatever was said or done on Valentine's, maybe you weren't too happy about it. Going into Tuesday, it looks like, we're seeing that conflict, that falling, that life, we're falling apart lyrics from that song, like maybe something's going to happen. Somebody's going to say or do something that's going to make you think, make you, around Valentine's Day and get you, maybe really thinking about how you feel about this person, what they mean to you, whether you see them long term or whether you want your independence, whether you want to march to your independence and find, decide you want to go your own way and be separate, or whether you want this, to work on this and bring stability in this relationship and bring this back around. It's going to make you really think about these things. I think this week is really about those types of dynamics, this kind of tug of war. I see this push-pull energy. I'm feeling, that butting heads, the push-pull energy of almost competing egos, because we're all kind of in this state of, as I indicated, kind of wanting to move forward in our lives, wanting to maybe make some changes in our lives that we feel will lead to our happiness. And we're evaluating whether that the person that we're with right now or the people that we're with right now are going to be part of our future, or whether we need to move in a different direction. And I see this need to, maybe really think about things, really be wise and strategic in how we think about things. When it comes to our relationship dynamics, there's definitely going to be a little bit of conflict, maybe some apologies. I do see the energy of there's going to be some people that are going to apologize for whatever they said or did over the weekend. But whether that is taken, seriously or not is going to depend on your situation. But I feel like there is going to be conflict we're going to see a lot of conflict this week in personal relationships that you have, romantic, specifically revolving around romantic relationships. If you're married, or if you're in, if you're dating someone in a situationship, even maybe if you're just dating and you're single and you're just starting to get to know someone, even there might be some like distance or things that cause you to second guess whether you want to keep dating that person or not. So let's go ahead and go on to Wednesday. And for Wednesday, feeling a little bit better as we hit the midweek and try and get over that hump, so to speak. What do we have for Wednesday? Okay. Yeah, for Wednesday, it looks like I see a lot of movement, and I think I see this need, because I think that whatever is causing this tension in you or your partner, or the conflict, the butting heads, whatever may happen in your situation, whatever is causing some disruptions this week for you, by Wednesday, you are definitely going to want to get away from that. I see this as I got this card, which almost brings me back to this guy, the Two of Pentacles guy, is running away in fear. Like, he's like, I just want to get out of here. I'm like, just get me the heck out of Dodge. And I see that here too. By Wednesday, you're like, I got to get away from this. I need my space. I got to get away from this. I know I need to balance up this situation, but I need space. That Hermit card. I need to get my space. I need to get away from this person, or these people, because something it's just getting on me, and I need my space. So that's what I'm picking up on for Wednesday. So let's go ahead and do Thursday and see where we're at. What's our move for Thursday? I so enjoy these readings so much. They always put me in such a lighthearted energy, and I always, on the backside of doing these videos, I always feel so good all day long. I love pulling the energy and doing this and sharing this with you. I think it's because of the energy that I pull in, my spirit team that comes in and sits with me. I can feel their energy, and so it just uplifts me and makes me feel so good knowing that I'm providing this support for you. And so Thursday, this is what I have for Thursday, our mood for Thursday, and I just get that kind of just like still that kind of indifference, just don't care one way or the other. Let's get one more card. Okay. And then still seeing this need to balance, like that Two of Pentacles, needing to balance something up. How do we build this? Like, really thinking about maybe I almost see a little bit of spying going on in the energy, and maybe that's what's causing, if you're spying on your significant other or partner or whoever you're energetically tied to. If you want to, both of you are spying on each other, I'm seeing and picking up on that energy. And this is what, like, I see the social media and this fox, this spying energy around, this week as well, a little bit. I'm picking up on that because maybe you're it's part of how you're trying to assess the situation. What are they up to? What are they doing? Especially if there's distance and you've gone into this hermit, if you're in separation from your person and there is this distance, or you haven't been communicating, you're wondering what they're up to, how they're feeling, what they're doing. And I'm definitely seeing that and wanting to, I don't feel like there's this want yet to balance things up. It's really a time for introspection, a time, it's like people are wanting this distance and separation and independence feeling almost right now, to assess and figure out what they want. Like I said, building those solid foundations, and bringing a sense of stability for themselves on an individual level, and what that means in their lives, and what that means for the people in their lives. Is this person going to be able to provide me the stability and the foundation and grow with me in the way that I want to build my life? Like, what do I see for my future? What do I see my life looking like? Is this person a part of that picture, or can they move and grow with me? Do I see them as part of that future or not? And if you don't, this may be causing some of these things to, if you've, swept things under the rug or pushed things under the rug, and you've not addressed issues in your relationships, you've ignored them. Those kinds of things are being brought to the forefront right now, and it's causing this discontent, this conflict, because all those things that have been ignored or haven't been addressed in your relationships are now wanting to be addressed. It's like people in general, you and your partner both can no longer ignore the issues. They need to be that, that King of Swords energy, where, you have to get your truth, your individual truth. And what does that mean if we're both sitting in this individual truth, like for our own personal growth and gain? What does that mean for us as a relationship? How do we come together and make this work so that we both succeed, we both grow? Can we do that, or not? And like I said, do I see this person as part of my future? Can they bring me happiness and joy? Can they help me build and work as a team with me to build the future that I want to build? Or are they holding me back from reaching my fullest, best potential for myself? Because I think that's what's important to us right now, is how can we bring about abundance and happiness and joy in our life? How do we make that happen for us? And what does that mean for us? What does that look like for us? How can we change or make these things happen for us and grow in that direction? So we're going to go ahead. I know that was a little bit long, but that's what happens with this, because I just go, this is the way I do my things, is it's just whatever comes through. I just go with it, whatever wants to come up. So what's the mood for Friday? Plus, it doesn't seem like I'm getting anything for Friday. I've been shuffling the heck out of these mood cards and nothing's wanting to pop up. Can I get a mood for Friday, please? Can I get a mood for Friday? There we go, finally. The same, after all that shuffling, I got the same card as Thursday. After all that. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay. What do we got to go with that? Well, at least these cards are going to come out a little bit faster. And I got some of the same cards. It looks like I'm getting almost the same energy for Friday that I got for Thursday. It's almost the exact same cards came up. Just wanting to, a need for justice, a need for balancing out the situation. But there's still this kind of spying, this investigating. I still see this conflict, a little bit of conflict. I think that's coming up around this spying, which is causing some slowdowns. And I say, I see this slowness, and this card has come up actually 3 different times, where that very slow, like almost wanting to, really take your time, not wanting to address these issues. Although we all know they need to be addressed. But I feel like if you are a person that's spying on your partner, your person, I think that this is probably bringing yourself more anxiety and probably causing more conflict within the relationship. than it probably would if you would just speak your truth to the person. And I mean, sometimes we feel like we can't speak our truth to a person. And if that's the case, then that's something you probably really need to analyze and look at in a relationship dynamic, is if you don't feel like you can talk to your person, then there's an issue there. Why are you not able to talk to them? Why do you feel like you're not able to talk to them? There's, that is kind of a red flag in a way. You should be able, your partner is supposed to be the one person that you are supposed to be able to really express yourself with, to trust, to tell them your truth and speak your truth, and know that they're going to be there for you, open-heartedly be there for you, and listen to what you have to say and respect you as a person and what you have to say, and want to work on this and build with you together. And if that's not the case, if you really can't sit down with your person and really share how you feel with them, then that's something to really examine, because and I don't want to speak to maybe telling people that they need to break up with people and that kind of thing. But as we're looking at and addressing this week, or really looking at things in our life that we want to change, that's something you probably should look at in your relationship, is why do you feel like you're not able to speak your truth to your partner? And can that be fixed? It might be as simple as, saying, hey, can we talk about this? And see if it can be resolved. I'm always for trying to, find peaceful resolutions to things, mostly because I am a big believer in karma, and I truly believe, what we put out, we get back, that reciprocal energy. Anything that we put out and do to others, or put out in the universe, comes back to us amplified, magnified. So what we always want to act from a place of integrity and a place of honesty and truth, and speak our truth. And if we feel like we can't do that, when we have to hold back, we can't truly be authentic to ourselves. We're not being our authentic selves. And that causes anxiety and stress, and it wears us down. It could cause physical issues. So these are things that really need to be addressed in your life. And I am not a believer in, necessarily a relationship necessarily always being a lifetime relationship, like your partner being a life partner. Now, I do believe there are life partners out there for us if we find the right person, but that doesn't mean, like, there's different reasons we get into relationships, because we might, be with a karmic partner, a partner that's just in our lives to teach us a lesson. And if it's time and that lesson has been learned, then it might be time for us to part. That person may not be your true life partner. And if there's things happening in your relationship, such as, not being able to speak to your partner, then that's something to really look at, because that may mean, maybe this necessarily isn't your life partner, the person you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. Maybe you haven't necessarily actually found that person yet. I think that we've been trapped in this belief system that, with the with the whole concept of marriage, and marriage in the traditional sense, we've been kind of, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with marriage, please don't get me wrong on that, but this kind of death do you part type thing of feeling like you're stuck in a marriage, and there's too many people out there that are in marriages that they're not happy, they're not happy, they're not being fulfilled, and they can't talk to their partner about it, and they feel like because you're married, you're stuck. And let me tell you, you're never stuck. There's always a way out. Me personally in my life, I have left situations that I knew it was time to go, and I just left with nothing. I left everything behind and started all over from scratch. And yes, it was very hard. Yes, it was very hard to do. There's no doubt about it. I've left with, when I was taking care of 2 kids as a single parent, and I had to, work minimum wage, scrap to get by. I've been in places where I had to do the show up daily for work, to get a job by the day, to make ends meet. I've lost houses and places to live. I've lost my job. I've been through a lot of different things in my life, and I've learned not to be afraid of taking the step and being courageous. I know that I can overcome anything, any adversity in my life, and I don't let something hold me back or stop me from doing something that's going to make me happy. So I want you to think about these kinds of things. If you're in that situation where you're not happy in your life, and you're with someone and you're not happy, you really need to take the time to maybe go into hermit mode and think, can me and this person, can we resolve these issues? Do we need counseling? Do we need, what can we do to resolve these issues? And if you feel in your heart and soul that you can't resolve these issues with this person, if this is just gonna, turn into another fight or be just one more thing, maybe it's really time to take stock and see, is this the person that I really want to spend the rest of my life with? Is this really my life partner? Is this, I think, to me, this 3D life, this three-dimensional life we're living in right now is just, it's short. We have a short time on this planet to learn our lessons, to experience and grow in the ways that we feel we need to grow, and that shouldn't take away from the fact that, like I said, sometimes you're with people to learn the lesson. And if you're still there, there's probably a reason why you're still, you still haven't learned the lesson yet. If that person's still in your life, there's usually a reason why people are in our lives, and it's looking at that and seeing, why is this person in my life? What are they here to teach me? What am I here to learn? Or what am I here to teach them? Maybe it's, it can go both ways. You could be in somebody's life because you're there to help teach them a lesson, pay off their karmic debt as well. So you need to look at those dynamics and see, why is things the way they are, and what can change and how do they need to change to make myself happier and more abundant in my life. So let's go ahead, after all that, let's go ahead and go on to Saturday and wrap this up, because this is, I do channel things come through, and I just let them come through. This is how I do my readings. So just bear with me. I know this isn't going to be for everyone, this style of reading, but when I get done with these videos, I don't even know what I have said, honestly. Just things just come, and I just let them flow naturally. I'm in a place of off somewhere, and I don't even know or think about what I'm saying. It just is coming through. I'm channeling it through. So this is what I have for Saturday. So at least by going into this next week, we're going to be feeling so much better. It looks like we're going to be a little more peaceful. I'm getting a contented, peaceful. Maybe you've taken some time to yourself toward the end of the week, going into the next weekend, Friday, Saturday, taking a little bit of time to get yourself some distance, hermit yourself a little bit, to get yourself in a little bit more peaceful place by the end of the week, or going into the next upcoming weekend. So what do we have to go with Saturday? So this card has come out almost every day of the week. This need to balance, tug of war, back and forth, really, which goes back to speak into that original Two of Pentacles, that need for balance, weighing things up, even this, it's that you see this on a lot of the tarot Two of Pentacles, that, that kind of back and forth, weighing things up. And here's spying again, the spying energy, so much spying energy this week. Oh my gosh, so much spying energy. But I'm feeling this, stop the spying. It's not doing anyone any good. But I think that's where I'm gonna leave it, is really, take some time for yourself. I think there's this need to get away, spend some time alone with yourself, to get away, like I said, distance yourself from the problems, the conflict that's going on right now. Take some time for yourself. And if you're in separation, it's probably wise to not be spying on your partner, because it's just going to add to your stress and anxiety, especially this week. That's what I'm picking up on, that it's just going to make you more anxious, and especially if you're not speaking to your person, it's gonna get you up in your head, and probably worrying about something that maybe isn't even true, And that's the bad thing about spying. Like, you don't know what's going on unless you actually talk to the person and get the info from them. You just start making these assumptions. And most people know what assuming means, the other kind of play on that, what that means. And we should never make assumptions, because when we start making assumptions, we're making up, stories for ourselves that may or may not be true. And more often than not, they're usually not true, because we don't know the situation. We don't know what's going on. And we let our mind plays tricks on us, and it plays into our fears and our worries, and it makes things worse than they are. So I really feel this need for distraction. Whatever you can do to distract yourself, to not compound the problem. Whatever comes up, there is this need for balance in this situation. But right now, it's best probably to not deal with that right now. And I feel like people don't want to deal with it, because they have their own things right now they're dealing with, that they don't want to deal with someone else affecting them right now. They want this, almost like this space, this bubble. They want, to put the blinders on, close out the outside world, and not let anyone in, that hermit mode. They want to, I feel like a lot of people are just wanting their space. They're just wanting their space, to be left alone and not deal with people right now, because they're dealing with their own internal stuff. So that's what I have for you this week. I'm sorry if this was a bit long, but this has been, I think, a very, very good message, very important messages that came through. So I really hope that you enjoyed this, and that you'll like and subscribe to my channel, and share this video if you feel fit to. I love you so much. Joy, love, and light. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.